is DLC, next one is TCLC, next one is ALC. Now let's see what are the different type of life cycles are there. So this is the software development life cycle, and after this particular development life cycle, these four life cycles are belong to QA. Now, what are these particular life cycles? This is software testing life cycle. And next one, this is bug life cycle. This one, test case life cycle. This one, automation life cycle. Now, what are these life cycles and how these life cycles are born? That is what the interlinking which we need to understand. The first one is the SDLC. Can you please pull me out that life cycles integration so that you have that image with you, please? Can you share it?
Yes, Anna, one.
Sure. So now SDLC, software development lifecycle. So first of all, we need to understand this lifecycle. I think we have been spent more than 1 hour or 2 hours on this particular SDLC. To give you the quick recap, so the life cycle is nothing but we talked about the human life cycle. I give the same example also at that time. So we will be having a child, and then we will go for means a teenage guy, and then it will go for a middle-aged guy, then it will go for an old age guy, and then gone. So this is a human life cycle. So now these are the different phases. Means childhood, means when you are kids, okay, the childhood, teenage, and middle age, and then old age. So these are the different phases we will be having in your human life cycle. The same way in the SDLC also, we will be having different life cycles. One is a requirement gathering, then analysis, and then designing, then coding, and then testing, and then deployment, and then maintenance. So these are the different type of phases for a particular software. Means if you're developing a particular software, so what are the different life cycles or different phases we do have? It means these are the phases. But what do you meant by testing? Like, I'm not spending the time on here because we have been spent a lot of times on this because we discussed what do you meant by SDLC, and with the different examples. Hope you remember we have been given constructing an house, a duplex house, how we are constructing. So with that one, we have been explained the SDLC. Now here we are going to talk about the STLC. So now software testing lifecycle. So in this particular software testing lifecycle, so we will be looking how we test or how we perform the testing on the software. Means if you see here, the testing lifecycle would be initiated or born from this particular phase. So now this is the parent, and then this is the child. So from the parent, first of all, we gathered all the requirements. Means what are the things we need to prepare for this particular software. Example, quickly I'll give the example for this one so that you can understand this one. Let me take Swiggy. So Swiggy as an example, I wanted to gather the requirements. What does Swiggy app do? So now it's a food delivery app. So first of all, I need to understand what location I'm there, and from that location, what are the restaurants are nearby, and from these particular restaurants, I can go for that restaurant, get the menu, and then from the menu, I can select the orders, and then once I got the orders, then I'll proceeding to place the order and then proceed further with it. So that's what we'll do it, right? So I place the order and I can track back the order. So this is what the app. So now these are the requirements. So now I gathered all the requirements and the functionalities and the business functionalities. Hey, what exactly this particular app should do? So this should have the GPS to get the location, and this app should have the hotels nearby the location. And then once you have this particular things, then what I need to do? So I need to get the menu card. All these are my functionalities. So now once I have my functionalities, I will analyze that particular functionalities. Hey, now, this project has been given to any other company. For an example, we do have multiple service-based companies. We discuss product-based companies, service-based companies. For an example, we have been given it for the TCS, Wipro, Infosys, Cognizant. So whatever the companies are there, so we have been given for, means these are the service-based companies. Service-based companies are nothing but if they provide the service for other companies, then it is called service-based companies. If they prepare their own products, then it is called as a product-based companies. So now in this particular service-based companies, first they will do the analysis of this particular product. So now what is it? But this analysis means, hey, whether we can go ahead with this. All. Java, Python, Ruby, which language they are trying to develop on this one. So we will analyze that one. What is the time they wanted to have it, and what is the budget they will be giving to us, whether this will fit for us or not. So these all things we will be analyzing. So this is what the analysis phase. And then they design this particular thing. Means here it's what we will get an architect to design a high level flow and a low level flow. So low level design and high level design. So hope you remember, right? So we have been created a high level flow means designing a particular flow. Means we have been talked about a planning of a trip. Hey, I wanted to go for Maldives. I wanted to go, then I booked my hotels and I booked my cabs and I booked my flights. So this would be high level plan. Detail level plan is, hey, morning I need to start from the home so that I can catch the, I can go to the airport by 7 o'clock, and from 7 to 9 I have my rest time and then security checks and baggage and all, so that I'll board the flight at 9 o'clock. So it will go to the detailed level of information, what exactly my tour plan I'll be designing it. So I'll be designing the high level plan and then detail level plan, so which is a low level plan. So these are the designs which should be done by the architect, and the coding, so which would be implemented by the developers. So this is called coding or the implementation. So now, according to these particular requirements, according to these particular technologies, according to these particular designs, the developers will start developing that particular application. So now once they have been developed this particular application, then they're given for the testing. So this is the phase where the birth of SDLC comes into the picture. I have been
Yeah.
given a very quick recovery over here, guys, because already we have been discussed all these phases. So that's the reason I just made it very faster, and then I brought it to the SDLC.
Yeah.
So Pina,
Can I
you
share,
bought the
please?
diagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I share?
Can you please ping me that particular diagram so that I'll just paste it here and then I'll talk about here, Pina?
I will share on because WhatsApp I will.
Sure. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes. Can you maximize this particular screen, Pina? Okay.
Are you able to see?
Yes, I'm able to see it, Pina. Okay. Now you see here. Now this is what our SDLC, which we have been talked about it. So the first pillar. The first pillar is what? Our SDLC, software development lifecycle. So in this particular development lifecycle, these are the phases which we have it. Now the birth came for the testing. So now when we have this particular testing into the picture, so from here the SDLC has been get started for this. In the SDLC, what are the things which we wanted to do it? So the first one is the requirement analysis or requirement gathering and then analysis. Hey Chris, we done the requirement gathering here, analysis here. Then why once again we wanted to do it from the STLC phases? So who will be doing the STLC phase? The complete STLC phase will be taken care by the testing team. Point number one. In all the phases, who would be involving is the QA team. But different roles and responsibility people would be part of this particular STLC. Now, what exactly this particular I'm not able to mark it. So Pina just mark that one. So the requirement analysis. So now if you see here in this particular requirement analysis, what exactly they will be doing it? STLC requirement analysis. Okay. Requirement analysis or requirement gathering. What is the difference between this and this? It is pretty simple. Now, when we have been taken the requirements in the SDLC, that is from the point of, hey, how to develop an application and what are the functionalities we do have it. So those are the requirement gatherings which we will be trying to do it in the SDLC. In the SDLC, we will always see this one from the testing point of view. Hey, I gathered all these particular requirements. So if I wanted to test this particular requirements, hey, whether I need to do it with the manual testing or I wanted to do with the automation. Now, what are the things which I need to consider? You remember, right? If I wanted to test a 360 degrees of an application, what are the techniques I need to use it? What are the things I need to do it? If I wanted to test a particular application, so for 360 degrees,
All
what
the
would be
things
the step?
box testing, white box testing, black box
The
testing,
layers
security
of
testing.
testing.
Okay, layers of
Layers of testing.
We will first go for the testing pyramid, which is the layers of testing. So now what I'll try to do, hey, now I got this this particular Swiggy application, right? So now I need to test it from the unit testing. Anyways, unit testing taken care by the development team. Now I need to test it from the API. I need to test it from the UI. I need to test it from the ETL, performance, and security. So these are my layers. Now once I have these layers, what would be my levels of testing? What I need to do it. So I need to do the component level, or I need to do it at a module level, or I need to do it at a system level, integration level, UAT level. So that particular analysis will be trying to do it. So now, based upon the requirement, based upon the software, so we will be analyzing that what are the things which I need to test this one. So all your part, which is your levels of testing, layers of testing, and analyzing that one, which one to do it, which one not to do it, all those things will be coming part of this particular requirement analysis. So requirement analysis will gives us what exactly we wanted to test and how we need to test and what are the things we need to test. And this is where all these days we have been discussed the testing pyramid, testing layers, what are the different type of testing. So all those things would be done over here. Hey, whether I'm trying to do it in a manual testing, whether I was doing it into the automation testing, if I'm doing with the automation, what are the tools I need to use it to do this? Everything would be required when this particular analysis would be done. So here we will be having the complete testing team. Testing team means testing team members and the testing lead and the manager. Everyone will discuss, hey, this is what the problem statement. Can you tell me what are the pointers which we can do it? So that is how the team will start to discuss about the requirement analysis. Next one is test plan. Actually, all this story started for this test plan. Why? Because I wanted to start up with the test plan today. When I wanted to talk about this particular test plan, you need to understand the test case life cycle. Then only you can prepare the test plans, right? See, first of all, where is the birth of that? From where we are getting the test plan? You need to understand, right? So this is the area where the test plan will comes to picture. So now if you see that as part means SDLC will have the child of STLC. In the testing life cycle, test plan is a second phase where we will try to do a test plan. Okay, what exactly will be there in the test plan? It's very simple. I wanted to go for Fifi, one of the beautiful island in the world. I wanted to go for the Fifi Island, which is in near to Thailand. So we wanted to go. Now, what I wanted to do, hey, I wanted to book all my flight tickets. I wanted to book all my hotel accommodations. I need to book all my camps, and I'll be doing it. I'll prepare everything a prayer, and then according to that. So, what are the things I need to take care? So, the clothing or whatever the water gadgets which I need to take over. So, all these particular water equipments. If I wanted to go for fishing or if I wanted to go for diving, whatever the required things are there, I'll take it up and then I'll go there. Means what you're trying to do, you're making a plan, a trip plan for that. So if you're going for a trip without having the plan, you didn't book your flight tickets, you didn't book your hotel, you didn't book your cabs, you didn't book your you didn't take in any water clothes or the moisturizers or sunscreen lotions and anything, just you went for there, how the trip would be. Or if you have been planned everything, all the prayer bookings are done and prayer cabs are done, hotels are done, everything is done, then you go there. So how your trip would be? For everyone there will be the two sides. So some will say that hey, without planning anything, that would be an adventurous. But if you're going with a family or someone means when you're going with that, without doing these all things, can we go there? Probably
no,
not.
no,
So when
you
you
won't be.
prepare a particular plan, you have to have that particular according to the plan you can execute it so that it will be so organized and you can get more output efficiently and effectively. But without having anything, how can you? You can do that, but definitely there would be a lot of missouts. For an example, you went for Fifi. There are a lot of highland hoppings are there, and I first day day one I'll be going for island one, day two I'll go for island two, day three island four, three four, and then I'll spend the time over here. And these are the best places for sunsetting, and then night dinners, and then night fishing. So these are all things you have been planned. But if you don't have any plans, Can you organize all these things and then can you see all these things? Probably there would be a lot of miss outs. First of all, we don't know flights. Once you go there, hotel bookings are not there. So it is terrific cloudy and it is rainy season. So the boats are not there. The ferries are not there. The ferries are times, it would be different. Can you have a successful trip? Same way, when you wanted to test some application, you should have a concrete plan. Hey, what is my in scope? What is my out scope? Means what are the things I need to test? What are the things I shouldn't test? And what are my entry criteria? What are my exit criteria? What should I test? What are the dependencies I have? What are the risks I have? What are my assumptions I have? What are constraints I have? What are the tools I'm using it? What are the environments I'm using it? Who are the people are working here? And what are the bug management tools I'll be using it? Everything would be documented and then drafted. So that is called test plan. Planning your test is what the test plan is. And the outcome, who will prepare this one? Usually the test leads will prepare this one. And what would be the outcome for this one? A test plan document would be the outcome for this. So however, I'll complete this SDLC and the TCLC, and then we will start the test plan. In that particular test plan document, I'll show you what should be the content, and it should be on your fingertips. What are the contents are there? And we follow IEEE 829 RISE-TKB standards for preparing this document. What do you mean by IEEE 829? Don't worry. That's a standard of preparing a document. If you wanted to prepare a particular test document, that would be the standardized way. For an example, now we wanted to buy a pressure cooker. So now I'll be having an ISI mark because that's a standard that will have a quality baseline, so that it will have a copper basing, or it will be having any metal induction foils has been used. So that will help you, which is a standard. The same way, when you prepare a document, you should follow the standards. Hey, what are the sections to be there? What are the sections to be included? What are the sections to be excluded? What are the basic sections to be there and have to be updated? So that standard will define for us. So those are the standards which is called as IEEE 829 for testing. So according to that, the test plans, estimations, and everything will be created. So when we come to that topic, we'll talk into the details. Now, this is what the test plan phase will be done by test team lead with the help of your team members. And the outcome of this particular phase is the test functional document. Next one is test design, which is called test case development. What do you mean by test case development? First of all, what are the test cases? What do you mean by a test case? What do you mean by test case? Gautami?
Yes, sir. When we are logging anything, just username, password like that, you want to test means first test plan will be this login functionality first. We want to first
Gautami,
functionality
Gautami,
login. Yes, sir.
what is my question?
Test plan.
I'm asking you, what do you mean by test case? Test plan is done. So now we
Okay,
went
okay.
for the next phase. So we are
Which
test
which
case
one we want
development.
to follow first? Test case first. We want to enter anything. It will be entering or not. Which things we want to enter? Checking function test plan case you want to write.
Can I answer the same?
1 minute.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Test case is nothing but how to test, which are developed on the basis of test scenarios.
Okay.
Can I, sir?
Yes.
Set of actions which are to be done, or those are called test case.
Okay. Uh, I'm not saying right or wrong, but test case is nothing but if you wanted
Step.
to perform a specific task,
Okay.
if you wanted to perform with a set of data, then that is called a test cases. It's a means you will be having some set of actions, right? For an example, I given you some same example. I try to recollect. I think I given you the ATM example, right? See, in the ATM, what we will try to see the use case. What is the use case? I wanted to draw the money. So this is what the use case or the test case name. Now, what you will try to do? Take the card, go to the ATM, insert the card, enter the pin number. This is the test data. So you
Yes.
need to enter the data. So once you enter the data, for an example, it's 1947 is the test data. Now withdrawal amount, I wanted to have 5,000, and then we have been you wanted the transaction receipt, yes or no? Yes. And then take the money, take the card back, take the transaction slip, and then you come out. So you wanted to perform a action. So for that action, there are set of tasks, the set of steps, action steps would be there. For this particular action steps, you have been feeded the test data saying that a pin number, amount number, transaction slip, yes or no, language selections, saving account or this one. So you are giving your inputs on this. So if you perform this particular set of actions to accomplish a task or accomplish an action, then this is called a test case. You can define it in your own words. No, not that whatever you said, I'm not saying wrong. So it is perfectly right, but you should give more informative and elaborative way.
Yes.
So with this particular steps, so with this particular test data, so which it was happening, okay, so which it will perform or accomplish a particular task. Example, login. Enter the username, enter the password, click the login button, go to the home page. You accomplished a task of login. Search for boxing glove. Do the logging and then go for that. Search for the boxing glove, get the search results, and click the particular button, which glove you wanted. Click the size of the gloves and color of the gloves and add to the cart. Into the cart, go to the payment, select the address, pay the payment, and order placed successfully. So that's one particular accomplished task.
This is the test.
So always you remember that test case will do a meaningful action with the respective inputs and the data. Then that is called test cases. So now this is where the phase where the test case development will comes into the picture. So the birth for test case lifecycle will happen over here. So now what is meant by test case lifecycle? So these are the things which we need to do it. I'll come back to the test case lifecycle. I'll just complete the SDLC. Now I created all my test cases. I wanted to execute this particular test cases. What do you mean by execution? First of all, I asked this question for multiple people. What do you mean by test case execution or test case running?
Doing the real test on the
Executing
particular
the test
system.
cases
That's it called. So that
based
is
on
what the test case is. It.
Based on requirement, it is working or not properly. Execution.
Test case
Follow.
execution is nothing but you have written all the test cases
Yes.
and you are following the same steps.
Yes.
Whatever the test case steps are there, you are performing that particular steps. Example, open a browser, navigate to this particular URL, enter your username, enter your password, click the login button, go to the home page. Means you are performing the step-by-step actions.
Yes.
This is called as test case execution or test case running. The people will ask, hey, did you run your test cases? Yes. Did you execute your test cases? Yes. What do you mean by executed? Whatever the document is there, take that particular test cases, manually you will perform this one. So this is called manual testing. Performing all your test cases or executing all your test cases is called manual testing. Manual testing means manually you are checking whether the application is working according to the requirement or not. That is called manual testing. Automation testing means by default it will open the browser, by default it will enter the username, password, and click the login button and go to the home page. Then this is called automation testing. Hey, how automatically this will perform? Hey, for this one we will write the code. That is called automation testing. See, it is very simple. It is very simple to understand and keep it. Now, for executing of this particular test case, I should have the environment. What do you mean by environments? We talked about the different type of environments. Ideally, we talked about these environments, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Developers
We have been,
environment,
yeah,
test
And
environment,
we talked about it,
production
right?
environment.
Go
Yes,
through that
correct.
session back. Dev environment, QA environment, staging environment, beta environment, or pre-prod environment, and the production environments. I think we have been spent a good amount of time on this.
yes.
What is exactly development environment? Whoever developed the code, application code, they will be developing it, right? Development means
Yes,
what? They write the code. See, you wanted to see a colorful picture on your screen. So then the developer will write a code to display that picture. See, whatever the code they're written, according to that, the UI will look like. I wanted some from glossy look, so that the people will add that glossy thing. So that the people need to write the code for this. You wanted to add the images, you add the functionalities, you wanted to do the calculations, everything the people write the code. They write the code in their system. So that is called development environment. Now all the code they written and they push the code into another environment. Nothing but I taken my memory card, put into another cell phone.
environment change.
Now what it happened from this device to my all my photos will come to this device. Now what I'll try to do, I'll open all of my photos and I'll see it there. See, I have my external memory card. All these days it is in my old phone. Now from my old phone, I taken that memory card, keep into my new mobile phone. The device is changed, but my photo should display for me, right? Same way, my development environment from where development environment written the code, now it moved to the QA environment. In the QA environment, I'll start to test this particular application. Start to test means what you are doing. You're trying to open your photographs and you're seeing it. Similar way, whatever the functionalities are working in the development environment, that should work into the QA environment. That is what the environment setup. Are you testing in the QA environment or pre-prod or staging environment? Pre-prod or staging, I told about this one when I'm giving the example. I give the same example. Our kids are going for the examinations, or we went for the examinations. When we go for the examinations, we will be having pre-final examinations. So that pre-finals, because before the annual exams, they will keep it to make sure that we prepared very well. So the same way, when you wanted to push any particular application to the production, we will make sure that in the pre-prod environment, this application is tested, or this particular application will work fine. So that would be tested in the pre-prod environment. We test that into the pre-prod environment, and then we will move that one into the production. That's a pre-prod environment. So we test in QA environment, we test in the pre-prod environment, and we move to the production. And even in the production also we do. So this is called prod test. Prod or production. So prod is a short form. Production is a full form. Staging is nothing but it's a pre-final, which is called pre-prod or staging. Both are same. QA environment, which is a testing environment. We'll test it in the QA environments. That is what the environment setup. And once the environment setup is done, we do the test execution. Test execution, running of your test cases, and then test cycle closure. See, this is called retrospective. What do you mean by retrospective? Okay, retrospective is nothing but we will discuss about, hey, what went well, what went wrong, what are the challenges we have it, how we can improvise on this one. This is soul searching. For an example, you went for a race. After a race, whether we win or lose, it doesn't matter. Going the race is most important. You win or you lost. Then once after this one, hey, I did these things. These are the best things which I have been done. So means when I started, I taken off very fast so that it given me a pull off to go faster. But what it happened in the middle of the race is I get tired because of less stamina. So I think I need to improve on my stamina. Means you are analyzing your things. What went well? What are the things went well? What are the things went wrong? And what are the challenges you have been faced? And what are the improvisations you wanted to bring it? Or lesson learns we do have it? Or recommendations to improvise? Those all informations would be there for the test closure. So with the complete team, we'll sit together. Hey, we have tested this application. We have been tested the functional, non-functional testings, and these categories of testings we have done. But still, if we have been done the performance and security, that would be much more better. I don't know why we have been missed this particular thing. Why didn't we think this category of testing, or why didn't we think about the recovery testing? Why we missed the resilience testing over here? We should have been tested this one so that these type of bugs will not appear. So that is what the soul searching or the products, whatever the things happen. So how best we wanted to recover, because we don't want to repeat the same mistakes again and again, right? See, we can do any mistake, but we shouldn't repeat the same mistake again back. So That particular rectification is the process which it will be there in the test closure. So in the closure, we'll give the sign off. Sign off means, hey, this is verified and approved. It can go for life. If you say that, there shouldn't be no bugs. There shouldn't be no bugs. That should be your attitude. You need to say that, hey, boss, I tested this. You will not find the bugs. So that's the confidence you need to give to the people. Okay, once again, I'll deviate it. So this is the SDLC. Now, let's from the SDLC, there is a birth for TCLC. Now, TCLC birth, it talks about different phases. Creation of the particular test cases, or planning or designing of the test cases. So now what it will be happen is, hey, what are my functional test cases I need to take care? What are my non-functional cases I need to take? What are my positive scenarios I need to take? What are my negative scenarios I need to take? What are the exceptional scenarios which I need to take? Exceptional means, for an example, I was doing some transactions, suddenly internet off. How the system will recover back? Those are exceptional cases, right? Current off means internet off, or application closed suddenly. So what happens in these particular areas? So these are the exceptional cases we need to write. Positive cases, right username, right password, clicking that, going to the home page. Wrong username, wrong password. Wrong username, right password. Right password, wrong username. With the different combinations, you'll be writing it. So the first one is a positive test case. Remaining things are the negative test case. Always you remember one thing. Remember one thing. If you write more number of negative cases, you will identify more number of bugs. An effective and efficient tester, major goal should be writing the test cases. I told you, right, writing the test cases is an art. And when you are writing the test cases, concentrate more from the negative scenarios where you can find out more number of bugs. This would be your first thumb rule. Second thumb rule, number of test cases is not important. Hey, I have written thousands of test cases. Rather than you saying me this, you should say that, hey, I covered the complete functionality with this particular test cases. I written the positive test cases, negative test cases, edge cases. Rather than writing 1,000 test cases, I write 100 test cases. I cover all the functionality. Covering that particular functionality is most important. So that particular things we will be planning and designing in the create phase and the draft phase. So creation and analysis of the test cases according to the requirements. I'll split up this particular thing. Hey, for login, I split up. For homepage, I split up. For search, I split up. So I'll be writing all positive cases, negative cases, whatever the possibility cases. I told you, right? For just a login functionality, we used to write 18 test cases. 18 test cases of what you will write for 18 test cases. You only told 4. Right username, right password, true, 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 false, false, true, false, false. Means wrong, right password. Apart from this one, what you can write? Whether the test boxes are enabled or disabled, whether the test case will have the boundary value analysis or not. Boundary value analysis, we didn't talk about this test case techniques. These are test case techniques. Example, I have my username password for 8 to 40 characters, 8 to 20 characters. Will you write the test cases for every test? Means 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. For everyone, we will write the test cases?
No.
So you've given a range 8 to 20. So now 8 plus 1, 8 minus 1. 20, 20 plus 1, 20 minus 1. Means min plus 1, min minus 1. Max plus 1, max minus 1. Intermediate value. If I check this one, that would be enough, right? I don't need to test all these things. So this is called boundary value analysis. Alphanumeric values. Alphanumeric means alphabets plus numerics. Means Chris 007. So can it will take this one? And it will take the wild characters, special characters, @ symbol, dollar symbols, hash symbol, exclamatory symbol. So all the symbols are there. So like this, we will write 17 test cases to validate the complete login functionality. Now, this is how you need to cover your test cases. Create your test cases, plan your test cases, design your test cases. And once you have been written all your test cases, someone has to review. Means your team lead will be reviewing your test cases. There would be called another concept as a peer review. Peer reviews means your friends, your colleagues will do the review. I write this code, my friend will review this. I write your test cases. Hey, because that's a new pair of eyes which it can identify if I missed anything. Review is not to corner someone. Hey, you did the mistake. You did the mistake. No. Review is to help to get the product quality more. Hey, I think we have been missed this scenario. Can we add so that it will be better to identify this? So that should be the peer reviews. Not saying that, hey, this is mistake, this is mistake, this is mistake, this is mistake. No. I think if you added this one, that would be better. Now, once the review is done, according to the review comments, means for an example, I reviewed all your cases. I given you the comments. So based upon your comments, you have been changed. Now, Pina has been reviewed your cases. He given you the comments. According to the comments, you have been changed your test cases. Then that is called the review phase. And something added new test cases, some cases deleted, it is unwanted or duplicated. So those test cases will be deleted. And next one is released. So these phases are a little bit different. Yes. So now these are the once we have been updated with the test cases, then these particular cases would be released. Means if released means it can be ready for the test execution. Any updates or anything based upon the comments, we will be updating it. Then it will go for test case execution. Execution is running that particular test cases. You've seen it right in the SDLC we have, and the same SDLC also we have this one. So now while doing the test case execution, then the birth of test case, the bug life cycles will comes into the picture, which is called bug life cycle. The next fourth pillar you're seeing it BLC, bug life cycle. So this is how these life cycles will be there, interlinked will be there. So you should understand, hey, how it is eachly connected with each other. This is a completely a butterfly effect. You know, right? Butterfly effect means somewhere else, somewhere in this particular part of the globe, there the butterfly waves its wings. Because of that one, there would be tsunamis, volcanoes. We don't know for smallest thing. So what it will happen, it will change a lot. If there is some small phase problem here, there would be impact in the SDLC. Some problem in the automation, that would be impact in the SDLC. See now, this is SDLC is a parent. For that one, STLC is a child. TCLC is a grandchild. BLC grandchild. ALC grandchilds. So now if you do some mistake from the grandchilds, it impacts your ancestors. So you need to understand each and every phase clearly so that you will know that what to do first, what to do next. I'm telling you, right, for many of the engineers, many of the testers, they don't know if they have been, if I given an application for them, they don't even understand what to start, where to start, how to start, what I need to proceed further. This is what you need to understand. This is what you need to do. Because if you are strong in the foundation basics, then you can do it. As I told you, our intention is not to complete the training. Our intention is not to complete our course. Our intention is we should understand the topics, understand the content, represent in anywhere, however you wanted, own definition, own language. But understanding the concepts are most important. Tomorrow, I'll be asking you people the questions on this STLC, TCLC, BLC, and the ALC. I'll talk about this, then only I'll go for the next two topics, which is test plan and then estimations. Prepare well, get that videos, and I'll turn on the YouTube channel. Now you will get all the videos so that you can go back and refer the videos and then come back to the sessions going further. Every day, first 15 minutes, I'll not miss from tomorrow. Thank you. Have a great day. See you all tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you. Bye.
yeah, team. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
One
Yes,
second. Hold on. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
This is once again I am telling, right. This is the folder where your videos, daily recording videos, you are uploading. Okay. So whatever the videos in the YouTube, so I already have a backup and I already kept it in this folder. You can see, right? So
Yes, sir.
SDLC models, SDLC topics, severity, priority, test case design, test estimation, test plan, right? So everything is here in this drive. Okay, difference between error, agile. So whatever the entire content is already here. Okay. So for your reference, the entire video is here. Okay. Am I clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, that's what I am saying from yesterday onwards, day before 2 days onwards. So just internally discuss with the team. Okay. So internally discuss with the team, make some conversation, then only you can be remember for a long time. Okay. Please, I'm telling and again, please kindly follow them. Okay. Okay, team.
Okay, sir.
If you have any doubts or any topics, you can ping to me. I will try to solve as fast as possible. Okay. Okay. Bye bye. Have a
Yes, sir.
great day.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.